Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bernie Gerl. When to do it.
And we're joined now by a very special guest from the 1948 Duluth Dukes, Mr. Bernie Gerl. First of all, thank you so much for your time and for coming to the program today. I really appreciate that. Bernie. Let's talk about the event, obviously, that everyone seems to talk about from 1948. The bus crash, it was the 24th. You guys were headed from Eau Claire over to play St. Cloud, and you were on that bus. Tell us what you remember of anything.
Well, I'll give you the story right from the get-go. We boarded the bus and we left the two-game series in Eau Claire. We were going to St. Cloud, and we were heading through St. Paul, and I know I was awake because our pitcher named Sam Padich was sitting behind me and said, "Bernie, I live 3 blocks down the street." And I didn't know anything more about that, but I just knew he lived in St. Paul. And I knew, if you've heard of Spike Jones, he was an old entertainer that had a very different kind of music. And Spike Jones was playing Beetlebone. A lot of your listeners up here old enough would remember the Beetlebug song. So I know I was awake before the crash, and evidently it hit very quickly after that. And I couldn't tell you anything about the flames or the agony or the crying and the screaming that I heard about, and the disorder of trying to scramble out of the bus because I know nothing. And maybe I thank the Lord for that. But I do know what I can tell you after I woke up in the hospital, and that was 3 days later. I woke up in the hospital 3 days later, and my dad was standing over me, and I know he was coming up to watch me play ball. He was coming up on his vacation, and I looked up at him, and then I looked up and saw my arms were totally bandaged. I did not know the seriousness of what happened, whether I got kicked in the teeth or hit by a pitch ball, or I had no clue what happened to me. And I just said to my dad, "I got to get out of here. I'm in a slump." But then I kept getting word from, we didn't know at that point yet about anybody that was killed in the wreck for days. But the information just seeped to us much, much later. And I can't tell you through who, but we got bits and pieces of everything. We had a visit from the farmer who come and pulled us out of the back of the bus. These were the old-fashioned buses that had no headrest, and the headrest just collapsed upon impact and trapped everybody, they tell me, in the bus. So you couldn't move. And the flames were intense, and this farmer tried to drag us out, and he said many of them were out of their head and were fighting. And he said to me, he said, "Son, you're the last one I pulled out of the bus." And I had no knowledge of that, but I tried to take him at his word. And then I had another visit from a priest who was on the scene, and he said to me, "Lad," he says, "you're the boy that was calling for a priest. And Father, I said, "Not me." He said, "Yes, sir, son, it was you." So I just have to accept that too. And as far as the injuries, we were in wards. The wards that I was in had 1, 2, 3, probably 7 of them. And Steve, I understand Steve Lazar died the second day, which I didn't know of because we didn't know of anybody being killed. So I kept getting visitors, and all my parents come up, and my brothers and sisters, and my sister looked up one look at me, and I was screened in, in a bed, like isolated, and she came in and looked at me, and she screamed and ran out. So I knew something was wrong, and then they told me that I was burned badly, my head, and I inhaled a lot of flames, and it swelled my vocal cords and everything that I would breathe through. So they cut my throat and opened it with they called it a tracheotomy, and put a pipe down my throat through my lungs, and they put another tube into my lungs from my side with air to keep me alive. And I went that way for a long, long time. We had around-the-clock nurses and the likes, and sometime in that time frame, as we were recovering, we were told about what happened. I asked them numerous times, how come with it, if they said no one else was hurt, why didn't they come and visit us? And I got no answer. At that point, you don't believe anything happened to anybody. Just then, one thing that they just didn't come to see us because they were back in Duluth and we were in the hospital. But eventually, we got the story that we had the deaths of our 4 ball players and our manager and the driver of the truck. And we asked about how they were doing. They all, the other 4 5 that were hospitalized in another hospital. Never got to see them ever again. Until we had reunions much later. But I was the only one in our hospital that didn't have, in that, what do you call it, the room, the ward they were in, that didn't have a broken bone. And I had burns all over my hands that were bandaged up, and they had me for a month, almost a month, treating my wounds, and I got to the point they put a tennis ball in both of my hands, a rubber ball, and I used to just exercise until I wore the ball out, and I got another one, and almost wore it out, and then pretty soon I could get up. Well, they were hospital in the bed yet, couldn't move, but their legs were in traction, and the casts were all over the place. And I got to, when I had the tennis ball, I found I could throw it against the wall in the ward, and bounce it against the wall, and then bounce it back to me, and I was playing catch with the ball on the wall. And them guys would get all ticked off what they could do, what I could do, and they couldn't. But we had a better time as days went by. My dad would buy milkshakes for all of us and bring it in. There was all kind of stories going around, but I didn't get to know too much more. They asked me one day if I thought I was ready to go home, and I said, am I ready to go home? They wanted to do something with my ear, and it was almost burned off, but I elected to let it go, and I'll live with it. And I went out there prematurely, but I just wanted to get home. And I got home and went to my doctor and continued my treatments at home.
Tell us about how, other than the obvious at the very beginning, how this affected your future in terms of baseball and beyond.
Well, I know that the doctors told me I'm done. They would never play ball again. I went into that hospital in Eureka, I weighed 190 pounds. When I come out, it was 120. And I was supposed to get married in October. I had a wedding bands and everything dated. And I had to postpone my wedding to the next year in February. And then I couldn't do nothing. And there was a neighborhood tavern right where I lived. And I'd get up early. They let me work there. And get up early in the morning, clean the place up. And anybody come in, took care of them, give them a beer or a shot of whiskey. And I made a few bucks. And I did that for about 2 years. And I started building up my weight a little bit. And was married then. I thought I had enough confidence to give it a try. And the Cardinals took me on it, took me up on it, and sent me to Houston, Texas, in the Texas League. And I had a fair time in spring training. I lost a lot of my power because I wasn't strong enough yet, and I was a little discouraged about that. And they sent me out to Montgomery, Alabama, which is a double-A league, and I finished the season there. And I hit .298, which is respectable, and but I didn't hit the long ball. I hit 2 home runs. I hit balls I thought would go out in the park, and it didn't go. So at that point, that was, in minor leagues, at that time you made very little money. And here I'm married and got a child, making very little money. So I decided it's time to go to work. So I went back to Joliet and I opened up a tavern. And I was doing fairly well with it. And come summertime in 1951 or 52, we were going on a vacation. I took my wife and my child. We were going up fishing up above Duluth. I always stop in Duluth to watch a ball game. And here I sit beside me. He comes to sit beside me. He's the general manager, George Blackman. And George put his arm around me, and then first thing he told me, Bernie, we need a catcher. We need a catcher so bad. And if you help us get in the